Hello! So here we are, back at my house. That's a little better than Wolves windmill I've got going on there.
What a lovely house.
Yeah, I know, it's a good house, isn't it? This was the same map that I was doing the Buildcraft on, but this is actually slightly before I built the pipeline out of that oil.
Ah, okay.
Out of that sticky tar pit.
There it is.
So it's still naturally occurring. But I
We've gone back in time, Lewis.
Yeah, remember I built a pipeline here, but also, you see these trees here? They're not normal trees, okay? You see they've got weird marks on them? And they're also slightly odd looking. They're slightly darker, and they've got 3 leaf blocks on the top of them, which distinguishes them as very unique trees. Okay.
Okay.
These
what kind of tree are they?
Are rubber trees.
Oh.
Okay, they've got rubber in them, and rubber is necessary.
Oh, look at you! Your gold armor. Wow.
I can make a thing called a
So
a tree tap. Okay.
Oh.
So I'm going to tap the rubber. I'm going to hammer this into the tree and get some rubber resin out of it.
Okay.
Okay, now resin is used to make rubber. And rubber is very important if you're doing any kind of industrial stuff, like cabling, because you need to insulate yourself from the electrical wires. Okay? So
otherwise you'll get a shock.
Well, you literally will, and you will die from it. Sometimes I've died quite a few times from electric shocks in this game. In this mod, so you have to be a little bit careful. Anyway, getting plenty of rubber out of the trees. The tree tap, it's got
is it renewable?
Fair few uses. It's got a durability on it, and yeah, the trees will spawn rubber on them randomly. Yes,
but the same trees, like you'll come back later and there'll be more resin to harvest from them.
Yes, exactly. However, you
can
just
of course you chop them down.
Well, what I had to do was I had to go and find a rubber tree when I started this mod, and then I had to chop it down, get the saplings off it, and plant more until I got this little orchard that I've got here. And so you can be kind of sustainable with it, but you can also cut them down if you want. And what you can actually do is you can take the rubber wood.
Ah, there we go.
And if you use the rubber wood in a special machine that you can make later on, you can actually get rubber out of it again. So you can extract rubber from the rubber wood. From the rubberwood trees. Okay?
Rubberwood tree.
I'm kind of going a little bit on about this rubber. I'm not actually showing all the really amazingly cool stuff in the mod, but we'll get to that. I promise. Don't worry.
We've got to take these things slowly, otherwise people could be just overwhelmed by all the different things.
Absolutely. So the great thing about Industrialcraft is that it starts right at the beginning, and you can actually just go ahead and make some of this stuff straight away. So you only need, an axe and a tree tap, which is basic to make with wood to get the rubber out. And the stuff that spawns in the ground that you need to make your electronics are tier 1 stuff. So copper is spawning very commonly in the ground, and tin is spawning very commonly in the ground. There's a bit of like coal here that I didn't collect, so I felt like I ought to just dig a bit of this up.
Is this painterly you're using?
No, it's a variation of SMP, but it's got all the textures for the Industrialcraft stuff built in. So it is actually...
right, okay.
So there you go, there's some copper there.
Aha!
Looks a little bit like... well, it doesn't really look like very much, does it? It's brown. It could be mistaken for iron, I guess, in a texture pack.
A little bit, yeah.
But there you go, so that's copper ore. That's quite common. You can make kind of stuff with it. You can actually make...
that's iron.
That's iron. You can actually combine copper and tin and make bronze. And bronze is slightly less good than iron, I think. But that's because the two components are a little bit more common. There's some horrible... There's a horrible hole of rats there. This is 1.73, so it's a little bit... more atmospheric, and also that's like Mo creatures. I think those rats. I kind of want this this copper, but I get the.
You have to deal with the rats, man. Be brave.
Yeah, I hate rats. They're horrible. Whoa!
Oh God!
As well, I didn't realise they could climb, but they just came at me.
Did they drop coal? What the hell?
They dropped coal. They'd obviously been nibbling on a bit of coal.
Of course
they were. About that. The other thing that's underground other than tin is uranium, but that's quite a lot deeper and quite a lot rarer. And uranium is actually used for something very, very cool in this mod, which we will get to in a couple of more, in a little while. I don't think it will go in this video, or maybe not even the next video, but we will get to it, don't worry.
Stay tuned for that, for the uranium. Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing. So this is the tin here.
There we go.
You need quite a lot of the tin and the copper to make the machinery. So you do need a bit. And what's very, very cool is that you can use Buildcraft, like you saw in the last episode, and dig out tin and copper as well. And in fact, I love it. So anyway, this is my house. Okay.
Oh.
I've got a little furnace cooking up iron into refined iron. So if you just smelt iron more, you get refined iron, which you can actually use to make machinery, because raw iron is not
like the steam engines and the diggers and stuff.
Yeah. So then what you do is you use 8 refined iron to make a machine block, and these are the basic building blocks for a lot of the machinery that you build. Now, I won't go into details about how to build too many of the other things, but effectively you can smelt up resin into rubber, which you use to make cables. And these are quite important.
A ball of rubber.
Yeah.
A rubbery ball.
A nice ball. This is the most inefficient way of doing things, by the way. With Industrialcraft, there are a load of machines that make everything very, very, very efficient.
Oh,
so after you've crafted a bit of copper in this kind of way, you actually find that there's a lot more efficient ways to do it.
I mean, the aim is to have machines do everything for you and to create these huge, setups of machines connected to machines. What?
Yes.
What's this?
So this is a battery. This is a simple rechargeable battery that you can use to store electrical power. Okay. Now, in addition, what I can do here is I can actually take this furnace off the ground and put it on the workbench with this battery, and I can make it into something a bit special. Okay. I can make it into a generator. Now, this generates electrical power. Okay. A simple generator. You put coal in it, or whatever you want to burn. You can actually put anything in it. Cactus, sapling, sugarcane, any old crap you've got hanging around.
Anything burnable.
Anything burnable goes in there, into the generator, and it will generate electrical energy. And that is is a very basic electrical energy meter. When you get advanced things, they actually show you how much energy there is in there, in like numbers. But at the basic level...
this is the most basic generator that you can make.
Yeah, the most basic, simple level. You can plonk down something like this. This is a macerator.
It macerates things.
I believe it's called a macerator, not a macerator.
Yeah.
But a macerator. Basically, it's a grinder, right? And it grinds things.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's grinding my tin ore up. And what you get instead of tin ore is you get tin dust.
Yeah, there you go. That makes sense. It's logical. Now you
get 2 tin dust for every ore. However, each tin ore will smelt to 1 ingot. I've just realised I've got no furnace because I accidentally destroyed it. So I'm thinking, crap, I need to build a new furnace. Okay, but if you build instead of just a crappy furnace, you can upgrade it with a little bit of iron and make it a slightly better furnace that's powered by electricity. So
there we
this
go.
is a iron furnace.
Iron...
It has to be...
Furnace.
Iron furnace. Was that spelled wrong?
Furance.
It's got a spell, it's got a typo in it. Anywho, these things are slightly more efficient than the other furnaces. Oh, these aren't actually powered by electricity. Sorry, there are some that are powered by electricity, and they're much, much, much better. But this is just an upgraded version of the iron furnace that goes a bit faster, I think.
This is one step up from the normal furnace. An iron furnace.
Yeah, so each dust will make 1 ingot. So it's definitely in your interest to make a macerator as soon as you can to grind up your ore. Okay, so next what I'm doing is I'm building another machine and I'm linking it up by a cable. Now this is what you can do. So you don't have to have the generator right next to the machine.
So it's feeding directly
you can have it. So this is the electric furnace that I was talking about, and this will go a lot quicker and use less heat. So in fact, it's more coal efficient to use an electric furnace than it is to use a normal one. And there is actually an even more upgraded version of this than the electric furnace, which is even quicker, even more efficient.
Whoa, you're charging the battery!
Use up all my charge to go into a battery. And batteries are very useful because they allow me to transport electrical charge to somewhere completely different. So I can have my generators in one place using to charge up batteries. Now, what cool things you can do, for example, are these things. So this is these are different kinds of generator. A water mill that if you pump water into it, it will generate power.
Okay.
But obviously, it takes a lot of water to make any power.
And you
Same
don't
thing
really
with
have that.
geothermal generators. A whole
Lava
bucket of
and
lava
stuff.
doesn't really make very much
Right,
power.
gotcha. That's pretty
But
clever.
you can pump lava into it, and this is a solar one. So if you have a load of these on your roof, you can conceivably just put all your batteries up on the roof, have them charge up, bring them down.
That's brilliant. And it's
It's
very
good,
good
isn't
for
it?
the environment.
Very
isn't
good
it?
for the environment. There is also a
Better
creeper
than...
there.
Oh, hello!
There is
Hello!
also a windmill that you can put, and that is actually dependent on
It's a very
how
nice house you have
high
there.
you put it. So if you put the windmill up really, really high in the air, it will do better than if it's just like ground level. And also the windmill has to have a certain amount of empty tiles around it. So you need to basically have a crazy system whereby your
You've got
windmills...
Somnia.
Yeah, I've got Somnia, which is a really cool mod. It basically makes everything be really slow, but it's really good for quarrying and stuff because your quarries will still go when you're asleep with the Buildcraft. So I'm making some more stuff here. It's beginning to get a little bit more complicated. I'm beginning to run out of space for my machines. So this is an extractor.
Well, you are putting them in your house.
I really ought to have a garage.
A factory might have been a better idea or something.
So this is
an
an extractor and a compressor. Now the extractor, they both have various uses. But the extractor is basically you can extract stuff.
things?
Yeah. So you can pull out like rubber out of rubber wood, basically. I'm looking for something to burn in my furnace. Fortunately, I have coal there, but I'm just going to use this wood instead. Just stick it in there. It burns. It's fine.
Oh dear.
Plenty of power. So the rubber wood can be extracted out of rubber wood. That's a good one to make more rubber, and it's also more efficient than using other means. And the compressor has an absolute ton of uses. The compressor will make all manner of crazy things, and there are loads of things. So this is this is a canning machine. Okay, now what I can do is I can actually can food.
What? Does it make pork and beans?
Well, no, it just makes like generic Fallout style cans. So if I just put that in there, that's a lovely, delicious filled tin can of lovely
tin of meat.
So I can just put a raw fish in there as well. So you won't actually know what you're going to eat when you open these tin cans. Which is rather disgusting, but don't worry about that. Canning machine has other uses too, but this was kind of useful before 1.8 when food didn't stack, and you didn't have any way to carry around lots of food. So you could simplify your food by carrying tin cans around. So that's what that's for. Now let me see if I can show you something really amazing. Okay, so this is what I've done here is set up a bit of a Buildcraft and Industrialcraft together. This is a cactus farm.
Oh God.
Okay. Now a cactuses are funny things, right? If you build like a block, a cactus when it grows, a cactus, right? It won't grow if there's a block of sand next to it in the air. So, but reeds have to grow normally, but you can use a button push to push them off.
Yeah.
So I can collect a load of reeds manually using this side of the farm. But that's not really what I want to do. In fact, I could just set up a clock to press the button over and over again, and that would work the same way. I could just continually produce reeds.
Like delays.
Yeah. Okay.
So
reeds would drop down. They drop down out there. In the same way, cactuses drop down here. But what I've done instead is I've set up an obsidian pipe.
Oh.
Now, an obsidian pipe will suck up things that you throw on the floor. Okay. So it's automatically sucking up any cactus that comes down there. Now, there's some fish eggs and stuff have spawned here because there's some piranhas spawning in my cactus farm. But don't worry about that. That's more creatures. So this is,
of course, piranhas in the cactus farm.
This is my automated crafting table here, with a powered block coming out of it. Now, what this automated crafting table will do is allow you to do some recipes that are Industrialcraft based. Now, if you crush up 8 of any kind of plant matter together, it will make a plant ball. Okay, so I could do this with sugarcane, with saplings, with wood, with wheat, anything, and I can make a plant ball for.
So it's basically just a compact ball of organic plant material.
Correct. Now, a plant ball itself is not very good. I'm sort of waiting for some more.
I'm trying to guess what it's used for. Is it like fertilizer or something?
Well, kind of. You use them for. Well, you'll see. You'll see. Anyway, I'm throwing some additional cactus in there to the machine. Just balls to it.
Yeah.
Just
Speed
throw
it
the whole
up a
bloody
bit.
lot in. And then this will do is this will produce lots of plant balls. Now, normally this process is a little bit slower, but I'm sort of just cheating to speed it up a little bit to show you what happens. So they all go in there. Okay, and as they go in, the recipe completes itself because that's the way it works. It's an automated craft table, it completes itself and it pumps out plant balls. Okay? Now you can do this with any recipe. I could do this with pickaxes. It's like if I put in a recipe of a pickaxe and then had it pump in iron ingots and sticks, right, from whatever source, it would just pump out pickaxes out of the machine. Okay? Now the plant balls are heading down this thing to a compressor where they will be compressed. This is being powered by solar power, by the way, but I could power it with anything.
Oh, right.
I could bring in the power from
Yeah.
anywhere, a battery, wherever. Also, what I really ought to do here is set up some gold piping, because gold piping speeds up this terribly slow transport route, and I think I actually might do that.
Like gold minecarts.
Yeah.
They act as like a booster, and they just
So
speed everything up.
I think I'm probably going to do it here.
Stick one in
Put
there.
one there. So that'll speed that up. You have to power them.
And they have to be powered by a redstone.
Yeah, you only have to turn them on, really. It's not too bad. I'm also going to just stick one in here to show you how they work. They are pretty awesome. So this plant ball here will just overtake all the others, probably. So there you go.
Wow.
So now my plant balls are
Amazing.
being compressed. And this will generate something else.
Okay.
What do you think it would generate?
Oh, fertilizer?
No, a
What is
compressed plant ball it will generate.
Okay, a compressed plant ball.
This mod has several levels of everything. It's never quite simple to get where you're going. So it makes compressed plants.
So you have 8 organic material in a circle, makes a plant ball, and go through a compressor, it makes a compressed plant ball. Okay, so what do you do with compressed?
I take 2 compressed plants, put them in with an empty cell, and make a bio cell.
A bio cell? Oh my god.
Yeah, now what I can do is I can can bio cells using the fuel cans and canning machines.
But what the hell are bio cells used for? Are they energy?
Well, the biofuel cells, you compress them into a fuel can and you make a filled fuel can, which is basically like a can of gas, and you can use that in a generator or as a power source to generate electrical power.
Oh right, biofuel. It's like using
sugarcane or whatever, yeah.
Sugarcane and
rapeseed oil and stuff like that. Yeah, like just cheap plant matter that you can convert into fuel. Yeah.
Okay. There's so many levels to this.
I know, isn't it incredible though? I absolutely adore this mod, and this stuff I just spent hours and hours and hours playing about with it and building weird contraptions. So this is one of the contraptions I built. You'll see others. But let's look at something completely different now in the next video. So hold on to your pants for this one.
I'm holding on to them. I'm grasping my pants tightly.